Hi lovelies, this is Sheree from Divine Visions with your Twin Flame Pick a Card reading for the Divine Masculine, and this is going to be looking at how he is coping within the Twin Flame journey during separation. And first of all, we've got deck 1 here, which is the Greek mythic tarot, and then we've got deck 2, which is the Good Tarot, and we've got deck 3 here, which is the Gilded Royale Tarot. So I'll just give you a moment to focus on the cards and choose one or more depending on what you feel drawn to. So I'll give you a moment to focus on those, okay? It's got some candle wax there. Okay, now I also just wanted to quickly say that I tune into a particular groups within the collective, and if the messages don't resonate with you, that's okay. It might resonate with you next time. Otherwise, try another pile, and you might find that resonates with you, or just take the ones that do, the messages that do. So this is going to be looking at where the Divine Masculine is coping, how they're coping within themselves, within the Twin Flame journey and separation. So I'm going to start with deck 1. So if you chose deck 1, this is the Greek mythic tarot, and we're going to have a look at how the Divine Masculine is coping within the separation, within the Twin Flame journey. What's going on for him? How are things unraveling for him right now, currently? Now that's too many. Oh my God, they're all flying out everywhere today. Okay, so the significator for this particular Divine Masculine is he's really thinking about his Divine Feminine. He's really strongly thinking of her. Now, this might be an Earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo Divine Feminine. It doesn't have to be, but this is just a special message or significant message for those Earth signs out there. Otherwise, this is also representative of a very secure woman, someone who's really building her life to her security, her wealth, her just this beautiful divine goddess who's really coming into her own power. And that's where he's currently at right now. And he's building his way, he's making his way towards her. But there's also, he's juggling a lot in his life at the moment as well. And we're going to find out what that's about. Now, what's the crossing card for this particular card here? Okay, so he's having issues like... Some Divine Masculines feel like they need to cut this Divine Feminine out of their life for now. It's like they've backed off, or because this is a blocking card to this particular feelings that he's having, and his thoughts around this Divine Feminine. So what he's actually thinking right now, there are new ideas coming to him, but he's feeling blocked with these ideas as well. So I do feel like some of them either want to cut off the connection at this stage, but this is quite an overpowering energy also. So he's really finding that he's thinking about her constantly. She's always on his mind. There's new ideas perhaps arising on how he can make contact with her. Yeah, and there's also, this is the clarity card as well. So this shows that there may be some lack of clarity on how to be able to make contact again with her, or to bring this about to union. Now, the crowning card, which is the main energy around this, is the Page of Wands. This is usually a very fast energy. It's the messenger coming in. Usually it's about communication, that kind of thing as well. It is reversed. So this is definitely around communication. This Divine Masculine wants to step forward, but it's just not happening at this stage. This energy is delayed, it's like he's being held back from something. Now, let's see what the underlying matter is here. So this is the Six of Swords, which shows clarity, moving forwards towards clarity. That is his whole purpose here, is to find clarity on how to go about this. And he's not able to travel forward to her, to move forward, because there's just this cloudiness, right, around him. And this Six of Swords represents moving from past darkness, past storms, it's turbulence, you know. And so he's moving forward into clearer waters, smoother waters here. But because it's the underlying energy, this is what he wants. He's striving to move forward in this. There he is right there with his beautiful purple robe. This is his spiritual color. So he's trying to learn from the past mistakes and the past, conversation, communication hasn't been great. I feel like there's been, I don't know if it's been like an awkwardness or something, or there's just been on and off conversations, or it's just been little bits here and there for some of the divine feminines and with this divine masculine. But it feels like he's either cut her off because he's trying to sort out himself and his life and what's going on here. He needs to withdraw. He's had to withdraw to go within to find out how can he emerge into this clarity and know how, what to do. So this is the clearer skies, moving into clearer, smoother waters. Good times are coming ahead. That's what he's focusing on. That's what he's working on at the moment. And then we've got the past influences for this divine masculine. In the past, he was feeling quite bored, discontent within himself. He's felt lost. But in this connection, he's felt lost. And he's also feeling lost around how it all went down with the separation. He doesn't know what the hell happened, really. Some of them do, but some of them are still trying to figure it out. What the hell went down? What happened in this connection? As you can see, the cups are upturned here, being upside down. So it's almost like his life just feels empty without her. It didn't really have any meaning. Since losing, it feels like a loss, of the divine feminine. There's just this feeling of, oh my God, what now? I feel empty. Just that real lost feeling. Seeing what else is coming through here. That's basically what it is, about the feeling lost and that life just had no real meaning. Like, what is this all about? She's really made an impact on his life. He's really trying to understand the connection, understand what this is all about. He wants to communicate and connect with her again, but he's feeling like he has to pull back for some reason. He hasn't got all the knowledge yet to move forward. Future influences shows a long, painful journey coming to an end, which is amazing for him. This is really good. So all of this mental torture and anguish and anxiety that he's been carrying with him regarding all of this is coming to an end. And communication coming in. He's going to be really coming in quite fast with communication. So this is amazing because it shows that there's a period of time here where he is delayed, he's set back, he doesn't know what's going on. He does have this, he wants to move forward. He wants to be able to have that clarity to know what to do to make it all right again. Now, where is the divine masculine within himself right now? Where does he find himself? So he has inspiration to move forward. It's like he's set intentions. He's setting the intention for what he wants. He has these goals and this vision for the connection. He wants to move forward towards the divine feminine. He's not sure if he can. He doesn't know if he's going to be received properly at this stage. Now, this is how the divine feminine views the divine masculine. She sees that he's still holding on to a lot of his past. There may be a third party situation where he's still in a karmic situation or still having to release his ex. Or even just issues from his past, whether it be childhood, but there's a lot that he's still holding on to. He's going through he's supposed to be going through the transformation at this stage, which he is, but there's been a bit of a block there for him. And it's all in his mind. That's what's holding him back, is the mind stuff at the moment. But it's going to be short-lived, I feel, because of these cards here, this fast energy coming in. So what are his hopes and fears? So we've got another divine feminine here. And we've got a divine feminine who may be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And if the divine feminine is not necessarily a water sign, it just means that this is from the emotional, intuitive perspective here. His hopes is that she is open to receiving and giving love, okay, from the divine masculine. But his fear is that there's a wrath here within her, that she's been quite angry and she's shut off and become cold to him. So he has a fear of that the divine feminine, if there's divine feminines who have actually been cold within themselves and shut off to him and been very aloof, he's afraid that that may still continue, or that he's not going to be received properly from her, that she's just going to be closed off to him. So he hopes that she'll be that beautiful, nurturing, emotionally, strong woman, divine feminine in his life. But his fears are that she's, definitely going to be, it's like that turbulent water, the turbulent emotions, that anger. Sometimes with the water signs, if they're angry, it's like this real, like sometimes even like a tsunami. It's like, look out. And so this divine masculine is a little bit fearful of that, how if he is to come forward, this is what he's trying to work out. How do I approach this with her? How do I actually communicate, open the channels to communication with her? Because I did something that's made her angry or upset, and now she's gone cold on me. Now, what is the outcome for the divine masculine? Now, this is good because from how I'm reading it intuitively, it may be a different interpretation for the card, but this usually means that someone after a very long journey is exhausted and has really needs to reach out to others, is overburdened spiritually, mentally, emotionally. But being reversed, it shows me that this divine masculine, perhaps this is lifting for him. I want to see a clarifier. Yeah, he's still going to be on this journey, even though it's a 10 and it does show the ending of a cycle. He's still holding on to the past. He's still being burdened. He's still being burdened by past, regrets and things like that, even though I know this is a 6, not the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is all about sadness and regret. The 6 of Cups is nostalgia. It's holding hope onto a love returning. And it's also about looking back into the happier memories and times, but he's being a little burdened still with this, okay? This is still something he's holding on to. He's remembering the better times together. Now, what's going to help him move through this? It's the 10 of Pentacles. We got the beautiful what I call the happy marriage. It's that security, it's the family, it's the legacy, it's the tradition, it's being able to be in that place of wealth and security. He's going to be focusing on the end goal with his divine feminine. This particular divine masculine is really trying to work out in his mind, is really gone in his mind, working it out how he can step forward and make this right and clear the pathway. Clear the air, basically, with her. And, in the future, we've got the long, painful journey coming to an end. It's a drawn-out, long, painful journey, so it may be that she's just holding off on contacting him or isn't responding to him, or because I feel like this particular divine masculine has withdrawn also, but that the energies are very different. Like, she's waiting for him to step forward, but he doesn't necessarily know that straight away, but he's going to. Because this is an overriding energy. He wants this happy ending with the divine feminine. That is the goal, and that is the focus that he has in mind. Just felt drawn to picking another one. So we've got the High Priestess. He's going to tune into his intuition. His intuition is going to lead the way. So whilst he's in that place in his mind as well, he's also tapping into his higher consciousness, and that is what's going to help all this come about and open the pathway again for communication with the divine feminine, which is awesome. So I hope that one has helped you today. Now, if you chose number 2, the Good Tarot, I'm going to have a look at where the divine masculine is at within himself on this twin flame journey. How is he coping with separation currently? Significator is the 3 of air. So this is what I call the purging card. This is the mental anguish. It can be pain. It can be heartbreak. He's got a broken heart. He's healing his broken heart, or he's trying to. And this could also represent a third-party situation where there's a karmic relationship, or releasing an ex kind of scenario here as well. Okay, this is where he's currently at. We've got the Three of Water, which is all about that celebration and social kind of energy here of being able to reach out and open his heart to love and just be able to be free in himself from this pain. Now, what's the crossing card for this one? Now, we've got a Divine Feminine here, which is the Queen of Earth. Now, this could be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're a Divine Feminine watching this, this is not necessarily, and you're not an Earth sign, this is just about the fact that this is the qualities that you may, have within you. So this is the very earthy, down-to-earth, practical nature, the practical energies here. It's very grounding. But I just want to look at what the blocking card is. How is it blocking this particular energy here? Okay, so what's happening is he's really in his mind thinking about this particular Divine Feminine. His focus may be too much on her rather than internalizing and looking within and trying to heal this pain from within, okay? Because he is trying to heal from this heartbreak, but he's just constantly focused at this moment. She's always on his mind, this woman here, this Divine Feminine. Could be a male as well. I always say she for a Divine Feminine, he for a Divine Masculine. So it could be a male with a Divine Feminine energy. It doesn't matter. But this particular energy is really consuming him at this stage. He just can't get her off his mind. He can't shake it. Now, what is the crowning card? What's the main energies around this? There's a holding back. So he is holding back from moving forward and opening up right now. There's a fear of, there's a vulnerability there. So because he's in this heartache, he's probably closed off his heart a bit here. Even the physical, not making contact, closing off, blocking her on social media. It could be anything like that. Just closed right off. He's really going within his shell. Now, the base underlying energy of this is that the Three of Fire is very much about having the courage to move forward. I feel like it's really about him setting intentions. He's about to set sail. He wants to move forward in this. He wants to find his freedom from this pain. And so it's like he's told the universe what it is he wants. He's set the intentions. He's put something out there, and now he's waiting for the return of this, okay? So he's waiting to set sail upon this journey. Now let's see what the past influences are. Yeah, he's got a lot of regret and sadness within him. This Divine Masculine is feeling this so badly. Like there's almost like a guilt going on as well. Like he just feels so sad in this and almost drowning in his emotions. So yes, the underlying energy is wanting to move forward with courage and confidence and forge that path and create something beautiful and manifest it. But he's just not able to do this because his focus is not so much, he's hiding away, he's closed off, right? He's protecting his heart. His focus is solely on her, what she's doing. It can also be almost like an obsessive kind of energy here with her, because he can't get past this regret and sadness here. This is currently what's going on. So he'll be going over it in his mind as to what conversations was, that you both had, what happened between you, who said what, who did what. And also, when I said about the third party, if there is a third party situation, that's something else that'll be very strongly blocking this connection, is another party. Now, what's the future influences? Now, this is great. He moves from the Four of Earth, which is the current overwhelming energy here. It's overriding things. To the Six of Earth, which is a balanced energy, and it's a very generous kind of energy. So he's got a very generous spirit. He's going to come into balance within himself. There's a give and take. There's a sharing of equal energy here. Hopes and dreams being fulfilled on an emotional level with his divine feminine, with his own healing. He's going to come into balance within himself, and it's on an emotional level as well. So in the physical, he's going to do something that's going to help him to shift that energy of being closed off. Where does he find himself right now? Queen of Fire. So this is a divine feminine energy as well. You might be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. His focus, it's interesting, there's two divine feminines here. So there may be, there might just be two significant people in his life. Even this could be an ex. It could be, this could be the ex, either or either, it doesn't really matter. There's two different energies coming through here. That he's focused on. It doesn't matter if you're not a fire sign, you may, or the other person, if it's a third party, may embody these qualities of that real fiery energy. Very passionate person, can be quite an angry person if they're, on the wrong side of, if you get on the wrong side of them. And I also feel that he is also trying to come into this also within himself, this passion. He's trying to, ignite that passion within his heart again and get away from the pain and the emotional turmoil that is the regret and sadness he was feeling. So it's interesting because if this is the divine feminine here also, she is a very warm, kind-hearted, generous spirit as well, and she really exudes that beautiful confidence and nurturing qualities that he is drawn to and attracted to. Okay. It's interesting how I've read this is the divine feminine as well, because there's so many messages in different cards. There's aspects to this card that do reflect the divine feminine, and there's also aspects of this card that reflect the divine feminine. But also, if there is a third party situation, I feel like this is probably more so the person in question here, because it's the blocking card. Now, how does the divine feminine view the divine masculine? Now she sees he's overwhelmed, he's got options, he's got to prioritize things in his life, he's got to make decisions, and emotionally he may just be overwhelmed and all over the place and just doesn't know what he wants. That's how she sees him. How she's viewing him is that he also maybe is just too much in the fantasy world in his mind. He's not grounded, he's not making these concrete decisions, right, to move forward with her. It's almost like she feels that because of the past and the regret and sadness around this, that he's just quite lost in this, and that he's not progressing forward, he's not moving forward. Now, there's another message. I don't know where that's coming from in this, but it's intuitively coming through, is that he might be quite an artistic person as well. He maybe have a very creative side to him. He may be an artist. He might be into music, but there's a very creative side to him that he needs to tap into to help with his healing as well. Now, what is his hopes and fears? We've got the 10 of Fire, which would be the 10 of Wands, which is all about feeling overburdened and exhausted after a struggle. And it's the end of the cycle, but there's this exhaustion. And for within him, even though it's reversed, there's hopes that he can get through this and gain his energy back again, because this has just taken its toll on him emotionally and mentally. His fears are that he's going to be just too drained and just burnt out. He's just going to be feeling like he just doesn't have the energy to pursue this any longer. That's his fear. That he won't get his spark back either, because a lot of that's been drowned out through the emotions, the sadness. Now, what is the outcome? What's the temporary outcome for this divine masculine? Wow, we have another queen. We have a queen of air, which is also perhaps a divine feminine energy. So this can embody the characteristics of a divine feminine. This could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but it's also the characteristics, as I said before. So there's this very strong wisdom coming through. This logical side coming through as well, being able to see and pierce through to the truth. Pierce through the veil to the truth. I feel like this is possibly more his own energy that he's going to be moving into. Yeah, getting to the truth of the matter of what he actually feels and what he needs to do. Because we got the Page of Air reversed, which is all about communication. And to me, it shows that being reversed, it's not so bad here, because she's come into her maturity here. There's a very strong logical aspect. She's already tuned into her intuition, but she's very much looking through her own wisdom here, through like she's able to see the truth for what it is. So I feel like for him, he's going to be able to have this epiphany on what he needs to do around the issues with communication. That's what I'm seeing with that. Okay, and what's going to help him through this? We've got the Six of Air, which is moving into clearer skies. So all the darkness and that murkiness and haziness and cloudiness, that's happening in his mind is going to shift. So he just has to keep focusing on the future and this part of it, right? Dreams. Keep focused on his dreams and his goals, moving forward to that. That's what he wants. Doesn't want to be stuck in this sadness and this heartbreak and being held back, from either another party or just his own self holding himself back. His mental torment or whatever it might be. He's purging it though. He is purging it and he's coming into balance. So I feel like for him that he is going to also, the universe is on his side, pushing him out of that darkness as well. He needs to go within that dark night of the soul phase or whatever it is he's had to go through, to withdraw, to go into it, to analyze it, whatever he's got to go through. He's got to go through it to come out from, to the other side. And that's what's happening. That's what's going to happen with him. And that's amazing. So when he does this, he's going to be able to make contact and be in a more balanced state of being, and have hope. And, because at the moment he's losing hope, but there's going to be in the future influences here, the hopes and dreams being balanced and fulfilled. And he's going to feel grounded in that, which is just amazing. So I hope that has helped you today, and I look forward to connecting with you next time. Okay, now, so if you chose number 3, which is the Gilded Royale Tarot, we're going to have a look at the Divine Masculine and where he's currently at within the Twin Flame journey. How is he coping with the separation right now? Whoa. All right, we'll have a look at that one. The Page of Cups, which is about him wanting to come forward. Look at this. This is beautiful energy. Oh my goodness. So this is someone from the past returning. This is past love returning. And also it's like, it feels like that he wants to return into this. He wants to come back into this. And he's also in doing, at the moment, he's in a self-reflection mode. So he's really looking within to, it's like this newfound feeling forming within him. And I'm going to have a look at whether this is excitement or what it is, We're going to have a look at further cards to clarify, because it's like this real vulnerable energy there for him as well. Now, the significator for him is the Death card, which is reversed. This is transformation, the internal transformation, the shedding of the old and embracing the new. It's like he's shedding his skin, his old skin, the old karmic patterns, and he's moving into the future. Being reversed, it shows that there's perhaps some resistance with his journey of being able to release some parts of his past. And we're going to have a look in a moment what is actually going on with that. So what is the blocking card for the internal transformation and letting go? What's his blocking him? He's got some sadness, right, regarding there's been struggles for him, even in the physical plane here, where he feels cheated. I get that very strongly. He feels cheated in life. He's struggling. He feels like he's been left out in the cold. And this could be from, his karmic relationships, or even with his twin flame, feeling that there has been something that has transpired where he feels shunned. He feels rejected or shunned, and he's been struggling. He doesn't feel, the confidence is not there. He doesn't feel confident in himself, even materialistically, likewise. He's just struggling, it seems, on perhaps all aspects in his life right now. He doesn't feel like he's really gotten to that 10 of Pentacles where there's that complete wealth and security and much to offer the Divine Feminine. So he is really struggling, and this is what's also blocking his inner transformation, is that he's holding on to also past issues here. He's not really budging on learning new ways to deal with things here. So he's still living in an old pattern. There's an old pattern he's still trying to sort through and not moving from. He's stubborn. So what's the Crowning card? The Crowning card shows the awaiting results from past efforts made. So he may actually feel, even though he is struggling and knows that he's not really progressing forward on his journey, he may also be blaming the divine feminine, or he might be, you know, putting it out to other people rather than internalizing and looking within it where he needs to change some things. And so this card is the main energy, showing that he's awaiting those rewards to come in, but he hasn't put the hard work in. So he wants this to be easy. He just really wants this to be easy right now. He's invested so much into something, but he's not really seeing the rewards. He's not seeing progress, but he still wants it to come in as to how he wants it to come in. It's on his terms. So this divine masculine is really stubborn right now. He's not seeing the bigger picture as to what he needs to do to have this come about, or even for his own healing, let alone union. So what's the base of the base issue, or the base underlying energy here, is the Two of Cups, which is the twin flame card. It's the falling in love. This is what he wants. He does want this. But he doesn't know how to overcome these issues, like, because his perspective is just on a particular way it has to be. He's still holding on to old patterns here, but expecting that the results are coming in to this, but it's just not going to happen that way. The divine feminine might be frustrated with this particular divine masculine right now. So we got the past influences, which is the sun reversed. This is expansion, positive energy, healing energy. The past shows that there's still not light being illuminated on a particular area here, or there has been and he's just not seeing it. Okay, I feel like the divine feminine has told him many times as to how things need to change or be, has tried reaching out to just get to him, you know, get through to him, that this is how you need to be able to release the fear, or don't worry about others, what they think about you, or, you know, it's like he's really stuck in a particular pathway here. I do feel this divine masculine worries a lot about what other people think about him or the union, or, you know, it's like family or friends. He puts a lot of energy onto that rather than making his own choices and decisions. He is in victim mode at the moment, okay? Okay, let's see what the future influences are for this divine masculine. So this would be the Seven of Wands, which is reversed. And this shows that someone is fighting for this. They're really fighting for their position. And by the looks of this, it shows that he's actually either let his walls down, or he's just given up on the fight for now. This is what's going to be happening in the future influence. So this, when I say future, it's temporary future. Things are always changing anyway. But I want to see the clarifier for that one as well. The moon, which is all about intuition and things that are hidden, it could be secrets, things like that. I feel like that things are going to be realized for him, but he's not tapping into his intuition completely. So it's still a little blocked. Even though he may gain access to knowledge, he's still going to be a little stubborn, because it's almost like the effort he feels has to be made from the other party, the divine feminine. It's almost like he's sitting back a little bit arrogant. There's a little bit of arrogance with this divine masculine right now. He's really not opening his eyes to the bigger picture right now. Even if he does gain some intuition, he doesn't know, well, he may know what to do with it, but he's not going to. It's on his terms right now. So with this, where does he find himself right now? Focusing on the divine feminine. Now, this may be a significant message for those who are a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And you'll know if you're one of those that this is a significant message for you. And if you're not a water sign, it just talks about the qualities of this divine feminine, who's a very nurturing, maternal, beautiful, intuitive goddess, basically. And he's really putting his focus on her completely. So he's not focusing on himself and looking within at how he needs to, change some patterns and things like that. He's mostly focused on this union with his divine feminine the way he wants it to be, rather than how perhaps the higher powers are trying to guide him to be. To get through this barrier, man. There's a huge wall. There's a block. There's a big block here between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. She's getting quite frustrated. I feel like she's so sad as well. It's like, just, hurry up and get your shit together. Hurry up and deal with this stuff. I'm sick of waiting. This is the energy. So how does the divine feminine view the divine masculine? Yeah, he's in conflict. He's in conflict with himself. He's in conflict with the world. Nothing seems to be going right for him right now. He's struggling. On a mental level, he may be causing fights. He might be, he could have been lashing out and then withdrawing, closing off, playing games, like mind games. She sees that he's just not matured within himself as yet. He's still stuck in some pattern or something old from the past. Yeah, he's just not growing in himself at this stage. He's not taking responsibility for his side of things here. Okay, so what is his hopes and fears? He wants to embrace this new opportunity. He wants to have the courage to move forward. He knows deep down what he needs to do. But his mind is telling him, his stubbornness is not budging on this. And some of them will find it's hard to find the clarity to know how to unblock this energy as well. But this is his hope, is to embrace the passion and the new path. He just wants it right now. See the results coming in. He just wants this new path right now. He just wants to forget about all this other stuff and let's just get back on the path and just deal with it. But on his terms, though, which is just not going to work. So when the divine feminine knows that and thinks, well, you're not really working on yourself and this is just every time we come together, or when we have come together in the past, it just hasn't worked because there's just so much more healing for you to do and you're not working on it. And this is the hope, is that he just wants to embrace that courage to just jump into it, not having to worry about it. He wants to overlook all this other stuff. Doesn't want to look at himself. And so the fears here as well is that that he won't have the inspiration. As I said before, the future influences shows that he just may not have it in him, like his heart just may not be in it to really fight for it and work on it the way he needs to. So he has that fear that there may be a lack of spark to do that. What is his temporary outcome? So we've got the end of a long, painful journey, okay? So this is the mental torment and the anguish. And it all goes down to communication as well with the divine feminine. And it hasn't been a really good journey with this. I just don't seem to get it together. It's not clicking right. It's just communication's been really hard. And so this is not something that this cycle has not come to a complete end. He's still got anguish. He's still tormented by things from the past. He's still got healing to do. He's still in that victim mentality. He's still blaming the divine feminine for certain things. Or he may even internalize and blame himself, but he's just not working on it. So what's the other one? Which is the 9 of Pentacles, which is rewards. As I said before, he wants these rewards to come in, but he's not, in his mind, able to find the clarity to allow it to make it happen. He just doesn't have the clarity right now to make this come about. So this is why he's in a place of struggle and conflict with all of this stuff here as well. Now, what's going to help him through this journey? Now we had the Page of Wands, if you remember. Oh no, this is a Page of Cups, sorry, that came up before as like just an extra message. And that's about him wanting to move forward, and like it's past love returning. It's the vulnerability here. It's the self-reflection. And I said it could either embody excitement to move forward, or it could be something else. And I really do feel this is his own self-healing. He's really got to reflect and look within of his own self-healing. What's going to help him is being able to work through communication, come forward to the divine feminine with a genuine spirit, with the genuine spirit is such a strong thing here, because he's got to be real with himself. He's got to be real with the divine feminine. He's got to be real with the whole journey and what's playing out here. Because he does have this beautiful energy within him. He really does. He's got a gorgeous spirit. It's just allowing these other things to take over. So it does look to me like he does need to have a conversation with the divine feminine. That's what he needs to do. I know he wants to. He wants to come forward and communicate with her and just get back on the path, have this passion and everything, but he's got to realize there's just so much more to it than just, physically connecting and enjoying this together. And you can't just overlook everything. It's going to rear its ugly head eventually. So he needs to be able to also be gentle with himself on this journey, be truthful to himself. And he's got to find his own passions in life too. He needs to be able to really tap into what makes him feel passionate about his life and do it, because he's going to be hiding away and feeling lost, even in employment, even in his hobbies. He might feel lost with his mission and what he's actually here to do as well. So he needs to get on that path to find that inspiration once again, so that it can all fall together into place. So I hope that has helped you today, and I look forward to connecting with you all next time. Love and blessings.